Alright, before we jump into the first topic, I want to talk to you directly, just for a few minutes, because I want to explain how this course works, what mindset it's built on, and how you can get the maximum result from it. Every lesson in this course starts with a walkthrough of a core concept, not because I love theory, I actually hated theory in college, especially when it came with the boring PowerPoint slides and the lifeless definitions. But here's why we do it anyway. Because if you only jump straight to solving problems, you'll only know how to solve those problems. The moment the exam throws a variation at you, you are stuck. This course doesn't just prepare you to solve problems, it prepares your brain to understand them from the ground up, so that even when the exam gets tricky, you stay confident. That's the real secret to scoring higher. Let's be honest, theory gets a bad name because it's usually presented badly. That's why I build this course differently. No boring slides. We use stories, analogies, animations, and real-life examples. Because your brain doesn't remember formulas, it remembers emotions and pictures. Even then, let's accept something. Your brain isn't wired to focus for more than 7 to 10 minutes at a stretch. That's backed by science. So if you feel confused during the explanation, if your brain goes, "What is he even saying right now? I can't understand," that's completely normal. Just don't skip. Absorb whatever you can in the first round. Because once you start practice problems at the end of the lesson, you will suddenly go, "Oh, that's what he meant." And when that moment comes, the concept will stick with you for life. Now, let's address the obvious complaint you will have. Why is he explaining the same thing again? Didn't we already cover this? Here is why. Logic is not just knowledge, it's a habit, and your brain doesn't build habits without repetition. Every time I walk you through an idea again, I'm helping you develop a mental instinct. And that instinct is what makes students solve questions faster, more accurately, and with more confidence. So yes, I repeat, but on purpose. You'll also notice that every practice set starts easy and gets harder. That's not just for fun, that's science. Your brain learns through a technique called progressive overload. First, it needs a win, something simple to build momentum. Then it's ready to face more complex tasks. That's why we don't throw a difficult question at you from the beginning. We warm up your brain, then challenge it step by step. Let's talk about what most students do. They download a PDF, maybe a few question banks, watch some free YouTube lectures, and solve random questions. Will that help? Yes, but only to a point. You might score 60 or 65 out of 100, but someone else will score 66. And most of the time, that one extra mark is enough to push them into a selection list and leave you out. That's the harsh truth of competitive exams. Success doesn't always go to the smarter student, it goes to the one who make fewer mistakes and train their brain just a little better. The goal is not to score full marks. The goal is to score just enough more than the others. And this course is designed to give you that edge, that extra 10 to 15 marks by fixing how your brain thinks. Not just what you know, but how you think through questions. What happens if you skip lessons? This is not a course of shortcuts. This is a program that's been tested with real students, and it works only when you follow it completely. If you skip concept, if you rush practice, if you tell yourself, "I already know this," then you're breaking the entire brain training system this course is based on. And if you're going to do that, you might as well go back to what you were doing before, because this course can't help you if you don't follow the steps. But if you trust the process, even when it feels slow or repetitive, you'll be shocked at how much better you perform. Because we have seen it happen again and again in our offline tests. The student who followed the structure, they didn't just pass, they scored at the top. And just to help you stay on track, there's a quiz at the end of every lesson. Use it to check what you have learned. spot your weak points, and build confidence. So please, don't skip the system. Work it, trust it, and you'll thank yourself on exam day. What happens after you finish this course? Let me give it to you straight. This course is 90% of your preparation. What about the remaining 10%? That's your job, solving actual past papers of your specific exam. Because even though we have covered almost everything you need here, you will still face 3 to 4 unexpected problems in the actual exam. That's why once you finish this course, you must go solve exam-specific papers. It sharpens your speed, accuracy, and pattern recognition. And yes, you have full mock exam available here in this course as well. So make sure to take it after completing all the lessons. Just remember, don't jump to them before you complete this course. Because if you try past papers without knowing how to think, you will just keep making the same mistake. But if you solve them after this course, you'll fly through them. Let me recap everything I said in 5 rules. Number 1. Watch every concept at the start of each lesson. Don't skip. Number 2. Don't panic if you feel confused. It'll make sense once you start solving. Number 3. Pay attention to how I think, not just what I solve. Number 4. Don't memorize. Train your brain. And number 5. After this course, solve real exam papers. If you follow these steps, no one can stop you from cracking your exam. Now take a deep breath. We are going to start slow, but we are going to finish strong.